Hello, welcome to the NSC Wrestling and Gaming Podcast. I am your host, the Jim Cornette of professional wrestling fans, Nicholas Canfield. Wow, it's been a while. It has been over a month now since my last episode, and basically, I started a new job. I'm a cook now, and I've just been busy. For the last 3 weeks, I have been sick. I tested positive for the coronavirus, and let me tell you, it is no joke. It is really no joke. I have had no energy at all for almost a month now, and I'm feeling a little better today, which is why I'm recording episode 8 now. And this is going to be a 2-part episode because over the past month, a lot has happened. I mean, a shit ton has happened. But I have been getting emails about some questions that I can answer. So this one, I was asked, who are my favorite technical wrestlers? And I just can't name 5. I can't name 10. There are so many great technical wrestlers, and from each era too. I mean, you have the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Kenny Omega is a good technical wrestler. Obviously, you have the greats, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Bret and Owen Hart, Chris Benoit. Yeah, I know the name's forbidden. But you can't deny the greatness he's had in his entire career. I mean, from New Japan as Wild Pegasus to WCW to ECW to WWE, you can't deny the greatness he's had, Canadian Stampede. I mean, you can't. He is top 3, in my opinion, of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time. And I think the only one ahead of him is Le Champion, Chris Jericho. I mean, that guy has literally done it all. He has done it all. New Japan, WCW, ECW, WWF, WWE, AEW, Stampede. The only place he hasn't gone to yet is Impact. And who knows what the relationship Impact and AEW have. Who knows? Maybe he'll win a championship over there. And then there is no denying that he is the greatest wrestler of all time. The guy has done it all forever and ever and ever and ever. The man's a fucking rock star too. I mean, he's a legit rock star. Touring with great bands. I mean, he's the American dream, literally. But how about that Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega match? 2 great wrestlers in their own, retrospective. It's back, when Kenny Omega first had that surfer dude gimmick. When Bryan Danielson was first going like ROH and everything like that, You can't go wrong with that, They are great. They're great wrestlers. Definitely, top 5 right now in this new era, this new generation. And I do think it's great that Bryan Danielson left WWE to sign with AEW. I mean, the man's able to do what he wants now. Less schedule, less matches, and he's able to do, go over to New Japan and Impact and these different promotions that WWE never let him do. And it's great for him. It's great. We all know how great Kenny Omega is. I mean, he proved that you can be big and not go to WWE. He proved that. And, yeah, I mean, wrestling is exciting now. Wrestling is fucking exciting. And, I'm happy. Like, Hell, we even got Dark Side of the Ring now, splurring up a little shit, And, oh my god, I love that. I love Dark Side of the Ring. That plane ride from hell, holy shit. I know that was a little bit ago, but wow. I think I've watched that episode like 3-4 times now. Like, oh my god. The shit that happened on that plane. Kurt Hennig and fucking Brock Lesnar going at it. Two fucking behemoths in a plane fucking 25,000 feet up in the air. Holy shit. I'd be pissing myself too. Ric Flair, that's the thing that bothered me. I think that flight attendant, this is my personal opinion. If that really happened, do you think she'd wait all these years just to tell it on television? Just to say it on television, get her chance? I'm sure, something happened with Ric Flair, but do you really think, it was like that terrible? And, even Tommy Dreamer, I hate, people are, downgrading Tommy Dreamer now. Tommy Dreamer's just fucking telling how it is. What does he got to lose? He's got nothing to lose. And Ric Flair, everybody wanted the Nature Boy. Even back then, what was it, 2002, 2003? Ric Flair just got back into WWE, from WCW. He was still a hot shot. So, maybe she did it and she didn't think it was going to go that far. Or maybe, a little bit of white lies in there. You don't know. Nobody knows unless you were actually there on the plane. And even then, we just saw, it's different opinions, different perspectives. And, it's whatever. Can't complain, right? Can't complain. Dark Side of the Ring's just, saying it how they see it. And, I like it. I love it. I'm just really glad to be back. I'm really glad to be back. And, oh my god, I got a shit ton of emails, where have you been, is it done, are you still gonna upload and this, and like I said, this new job, I was busy 24/7, and, I'm a cook, so, it's a little bit of hours, and, not just that, going to school and shit like that, but, and then I got this fucking, I first started out, I thought it was allergies. I first started out, getting the sniffles, coughing a little bit. I thought it was allergies. And then fucking one day it just hit me like a freight train. And I had to call off work. And then I had to call off another day of work. And a week straight, I was dead. And I went to the doctors and tested positive. And I was like, oh my gosh, fuck. And that's why I haven't been uploading. I wanted to upload at least once a week, but I didn't have the energy. I was in my bed, just standing there, dead. And I got enough energy now and shit like that, and I feel better. And, yeah. But like I said, this is going to be there's going to be a second part to this episode because there is a lot to cover. There is. It's no question. There is a lot to cover. And, can't do much about it, it's, you can't fit it all into one episode, especially when I have limited minutes on each episode. And, that was another thing, too. Fucking, because when you, for the app I'm using to, record the podcast, you only have so many minutes, and then, your pro upgrade and shit like that, and, it is what it is. You can't talk for hours and hours and hours on a podcast, and you just can't. There's not enough, shit to do like that. You can't do that. So, but anyways, enough about that bullshit. Let's go on the technical wrestlers, because I've had a lot of questions. Who's my favorite technical wrestlers? I've said it, a little bit. Chris Jericho is one of the greatest of all time. Whether he was, was he Lionheart or something like that in New Japan, part of the junior heavyweight, definitely, up there with the cruiserweights in WCW. He's done it all, dude. He's innovated himself and re-amped himself so many times. So many times. Like, there's nothing that he hasn't done. You know? And you can't deny his greatness. You really can't deny his greatness. Chris Benoit. You know, whether he was Wild Pegasus in New Japan or Toothless Aggression, Rabid Wolverine, you know, Crossface Crippler. What he did was terrible. Yeah, we know this. We know this. Everybody has said it for years and years and years. It's been on documentaries and fucking shows. And yeah, what he did was terrible. But you gotta look at it like this. Was it really him? It was him physically, but was it him mentally? Was it really him mentally? Concussions are a motherfucker. I've had my fair share of concussions, and let me tell you, it's, you know, each one takes a toll on you. You know, mine was from, you know, playing football and amateur wrestling. You know, it takes a toll on you. You know, each concussion you get, you throw up and you're fucking dizzy. You don't remember what the hell happened during that minute, you know, and during that time frame. Like, my last concussion, what I remember was I broke my helmet. I literally, you know, I targeted a kid, broke my helmet, and I played 2 quarters with a broken fucking helmet and a serious concussion, you know, and I don't remember the rest of the game. My grandpa had to fucking tell me, you know, everything that was happening. And, you know, they're a motherfucker. And, so was it really him mentally? Do we have to blame him, you know, when we know for sure he's had over fucking 30, 40 concussions? We know this. Think about how many times he wrestles in a year. Think about the chair shots, diving headbutts. You know, a lot. So, yeah, well, it was him physically, but mentally, I don't think it was. I don't think he realized in those 4 days, what he actually did. You know, and I believe when he actually came to realize what he did, I think that's when, you know, it flipped a switch and like, oh my God, you know, I can't believe I did this. These are my loved ones. You know, placed a Bible next to them and, you know, yeah, you know, you hear, you know, he looked up the easiest or the safest way to kill yourself or something like that. We don't know. We don't know. All we know is something happened. He's dead. Nancy Benoit's dead. Daniel Benoit's dead. That's all we know. We can appreciate, though, the art form and the dedication that Chris Benoit did while he was in the professional wrestling business since he got out of high school. And what he did was literally an art form. He was one of the most hard-working, toughest son of a bitches out there. Dedicated, too, to the sport. Dedicated. You know, you've heard from Brock Lesnar. You've heard from Kurt Angle. You've heard from Shawn Michaels, Triple H, John Cena, Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko. Dedicated to the sport of professional wrestling. One of the hardest workers there was. And you can't take that away from him. The amount of achievements he's done in WWE, WCW, New Japan, won a tag team championship in ECW. You can't take away that. You can't take away all the accolades and achievements he's done in professional wrestling. You can say he's a terrible person. All right. You know, anybody who kills their kid and a wife is a terrible person. Regardless if it was him or not. But you can't take away the dedication he had and the love. And the great matches he's had. You know, with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. The match with Kurt Angle. You can't take away that. You can't take away the legacy he had in professional wrestling.